Grandchildren, today I come and I want to share some stories with you so that these stories will never die. These stories are going to be yours, your responsibility to carry on for the next generation.
When I introduce myself, I am Lakota from the Black Hills, or from the Oceti Sakowin, from these 7 nations, because the reservations are a very recent phenomena for us. You know, we've not been in reservations most of our thousands of years of existence as a people. So that is a really new thing. So I try to encourage young people to think about their identity in a more bigger way.
Each one has a dialect as we speak Indian together. We speak, but we each understand each other.
But when you take on a relative willingly and by choice, that relationship is even more sacred. It's even more of a commitment, because now you're by choice or by some circumstance are bringing a relative in to your Tioshpaya.
Well, Ella Deloria really put it across so simple. She said, kinship is the all-important matter, she said.
But she made the difference. We all need to be loved. That's one of the greatest things a human being needs, to be loved.
He comes back and he says, did you see it? And I said, no. And he said, okay. He said, all the time that you've been sitting here, there's this little bird up on this branch, and that little tiny bird is carrying 10 times its weight. It's going over here and it's getting a piece of branch. It's taking it back over there. Somehow it's making this little nest. And he said, you can be assured that that little bird is not going to lay an egg until that nest is done. So he looked at me and he said, okay, Miss Smart Know-It-All. He said, do you have a nest? And I said, no. And he said, well, that's what you have to learn.
So the elder duck told him, he said, ho, nayay he said, there, you heard him. He said, if any of you open your eyes, he said, your eyes are going to get small. They're going to get red, he said.
Fish and Wildlife had an article not long ago about Indian foods. I said they forgot one thing. Chanakpa, tree ears. But those tree ears are mushrooms that grew on trees. The Indians ate those because they're finding out that those mushrooms were really nutritious, you know.
This wasn't written for Native children. It was written for non-Native children as well.
When boarding schools started and the government was attempting to kill the Indian and save the man, that the biggest instrument for that was education. It was the schools. Native kids were sent to schools. They were forbidden to speak Lakota or any other Native language. The boys' hair were cut. We were made to wear different clothes. All those things happened. And we began to learn a different history, a different way of doing things. Now, you fast forward that to today, and there are Lakota language courses, other Native language courses in schools. We're doing what you all are doing. And there are, 38 Native colleges on reservations throughout the country, or so. So we're using the very instrument that was intended and designed to take it away from us to save it. So we're starting to come full circle.
I would have an experienced teacher from the state to be able to talk to about things where it's my first time teaching middle schoolers, and I'm like, I don't understand middle schoolers. Everything is so important, and I don't know what to do with this. And to be able to talk to someone who has been working with middle schoolers for ever, these kinds of things, it was just very, very, very exciting, and has every step of the way proven to be so useful.
Have that chance to look at the lesson presented, because there's always that apprehension, am I doing it correctly? And then to see it presented, because they usually walk away going, oh, I can do that. And that's what I really hoped to see that would come out of this, was, you know, build their confidence that yes, they can do it.
Sometimes when you've been teaching for quite some time, you haven't had the opportunity to see good modeling practices, and every teacher needs to see that sometimes. And what's been so nice is that not only have you given us understanding of the standards, but you've modeled what that can look like in a classroom.
Just understanding the importance of being a good citizen was, I mean, as a teacher, I teach that every year and every day of the kids' lives in my life. But I think touching base with the kids and understanding what the standard of making them good citizens as they get older, I think was the key in me trying to make them better kids, me to be a better teacher even.
We're not going to cheat our kids anymore. We're going to teach both the native and the non-native about both cultures that are here and share both with them. So that really, I think, is what really stuck with me, is we're not cheating kids anymore. They're going to get it all because they need it.
What this program has done for me is it's really just transformed me. It's made me realize that when I need something, there are places that I can go to get what I need. It's made me realize that I need to reflect, and I think I wish that every teacher, like, coming in could have this. I wish that teachers who have been in the system for a while and are really tired could have this time to really reflect. I hope that this project and this program will continue to grow, and I also just love that you're basing what you're doing off what the elders are saying, and you're really trying to get that information out to people, because it's not always easy to, you know, as someone new to the community, I didn't know where to find elders, and I didn't know a lot of these stories that are really essential to my students' way of life. And to at least have a resource where I could go that I could trust, that is vetted, that is approved by elders from across the state, that was wonderful. And I think that, I know that the culture teacher at our school uses this stuff, so I know that it's good, and I just hope that the work continues.